Now to some headaches in Hazel Park caused by road work along I-75. The city manager there says MDOT's decision to take 3 bridges out of commission at the same time could paralyze traffic. 7 Action News reporter Jen Shantz is live from the John R. Bridge, which is set to be removed this weekend. So Jen, what should drivers be expecting here?
Well, Dave, this is the last of those 3 major vehicular bridges to come down as part of the I-75 facelift, which most drivers agreed is necessary. However, they should plan for some serious backups. I spoke to the city manager. He too agrees this work needs to be done, but he says the planning, in his opinion, is poor and it's going to cause for unnecessary trouble.
It's a big headache, all this traffic sipping. It's all backed up.
And if you live in Hazel Park, that's likely to get worse this weekend as the 3rd of 3 major vehicular bridges comes down as part of the I-75 modernization project.
3 bridges being down at the same time in one little city like this, in this densely populated an area, that is a hardship.
City Manager Ed Klobuchar says because Hazel Park is cut in half by the major freeway, these crossover bridges are vital for the city's some 16,000 people to get from one part of Hazel Park to the other. Woodward Heights and the East Myers vehicular bridges are already down, but adding John R. to that list this weekend, he says, he's worried could have an impact on emergency vehicle response, among other things.
It's also an issue with the students in the Hazel Park school system that have to cross from one side of the expressway to the other side of the expressway. We asked them to stagger the bridges. They indicated that they could not stagger the demolition of the bridges because of cost factors and the logistics of the project.
In a statement, MDOT says in part, quote, communications with all affected Oakland County communities along the corridor have been ongoing, not just this year, but over the past decade.
I'm glad they're fixing it. It'll get better for the city.
Klobuchar agrees the work needs to be done. He's just hoping now it's done as quickly as possible. Now, Klobuchar did point out that the city of Hazel Park does have a mutual first aid agreement in place with Madison Heights and Ferndale. So he's hoping that will ease people's concerns about first response times. And keep in mind, while this is a headache for folks here in Hazel Park, this is part of a years-long planning process that's expected to fix an 18-mile stretch of a pretty major freeway. So it has been in the works for several years.
Yeah, a huge project indeed. So what's the timeline? When can drivers expect the bridges to be back up and running?
Well, Dave, it's going to be months. One of those bridges is supposed to be back in commission in June. The other 2, including John R., which is set to come down this weekend, are not expected to be back up in commission until the end of July. And again, those are expected dates. They are weather dependent. We'll be staying on top of this and keeping you posted as things could change. And you can read much more on the I-75 modernization project on our website, WXYZ.com. Reporting live from Hazel Park tonight, Jen Shantz, 7 Action News.
Jen, thank you for the live report.